this tutorial, we'll take a look at one of BricsCAD BIM's newest features, BIM Patch. In this example, we are documenting the design of a pavilion that reaches out over a waterway. The walls on each side are composed of a glazing assembly. Rather than include all of them on the BIM, a BIM composition that represents the glazing assembly configuration has been assigned to each, and will include the additional detail on the details using BIM Patch. Some of the design documentation has started to be developed. Turning on the BIM section shows that a detail section has already been added to one of the walls, which shows the wall-to-floor and wall-to-roof connections. To quickly demonstrate the process and how detail can be added, we'll focus on the left wall. Highlighting the section, Detail BIM section is selected, and we'll draw a rectangle for the detail. Next, we add the depth to complete the volume section. Selecting it, we'll adjust a few properties. We'll call it Bay 1 Roof L, and we'll point the destination file to the sheet we're working with. The callout position is changed to Start. We'll set the scale by 1 to 10 by entering 0.1. Now we are ready to generate and open the Detail BIM section, which generates the block on the sheet, creates the viewpoint at the scale defined, and opens the sheet. The sheet contains viewports for several sections that have been generated in addition to the wall section described earlier. We'll take a closer look at those later. In Model Space, we'll launch BIM Patch to define the area of the detail. BIM Patch makes a copy of the region, explodes it, and brings it to the top so that we can edit and work with it. The representation of the BIM is still there, and can be visualized if the BIM Patch is deleted. It also maintains a relationship with the BIM geometry below, which allows the BIM Patch to move with the BIM changes. Double-clicking the BIM Patch boundary displays the Reference Edit dialog. The tree shows the name of the BIM section, and a default name for the BIM Patch we just created. Since we double-clicked on the BIM Patch boundary, it is selected by default, so selecting OK launches the Ref Edit BIM Patch mode. The BIM Patch area is in normal working mode, and the rest of the section and sheet are grayed out. In the interest of time, for this example, we'll use 3 blocks to quickly introduce more detail that we can work with. The information in these blocks can also be created by drawing it once and saving it as W block. Let's start with the main structure. The first block is for the steel channel that is spanning between the tube steel columns and the steel angle on the exterior, which provides the boundary for the glazing assembly and the roof. We'll explode the block in case we want to edit it further, and we'll delete some hatches and lines that were part of the generated BIM section, so that it is represented correctly. Next, we'll insert the block for the glazing assembly, which is composed of an outer layer of laminated glass and an inner layer that has a series of glass panels that can be moved around the perimeter of the pavilion on a track. The decision was made to include this level of detail only on the 2D representation. The third block focuses on the roof, and the inclusion of an internal gutter at the edge and the roof composition, which includes sheets of plywood, insulation, and wood supports between, and a copper panel on the top. We'll make some final edits to get the visual representation correct for the detail geometry. Now selecting Ref Close and Save associates those changes with the BIM Patch and closes the Reference Edit mode. Back in Paper Space, to add more information to the detail, we can incorporate dimensions and notes. This allows us to easily insert and move information around, so that we can get the needed information in the right place. Looking at the wall section on the right, 2 BIM patches have been incorporated into the same viewport, and more detail has been added. BIM Patch provides a great way to easily develop and refine details for the design. It can be utilized at any stage of the design, because not only can they be edited, but they move with the underlying geometry. Give BIM Patch a try to see how you can get creative with detailing.